Hi, my name is Damien. This is Enneagram Life. Sometimes cars are going to come by, so I might have to stop talking. Anyway, today I'm going to tell you guys about this street sign, which I believe was made by an Enneagram Type 1. So, Enneagram Type 1 are a very self-righteous type. And this is a homemade street sign. We're in Brisbane, Australia. This is a city of 2.5 million people in the metropolitan area. If you counted the adjoining areas, it's about 3.6 million people. So it's a big city, and it's very rare that anyone's going to make a homemade street sign in a city like this. But if you're super self-righteous and you're full of criticism, maybe you would. Like, a street sign is an authoritative statement, and Type 1s, they make authoritative statements all the time. And that's essentially what a street sign is. Except street signs normally have actual authority, like they're made by the city council. This person, they don't care about the actual authority, they care about their authority. They believe that they've got to tell everyone that we shouldn't litter and we should believe in God the way they say. And then that combination of messages is also very Type 1, because it's a whole criticism of the total person or of society totally. It's like, oh, they don't believe in God the way they should, and they're litterers. Like, the littering thing would really annoy a Type 1, because they're all about being proper and neat and tidy. Like, if you look at their clothing is often very cheap, but it's all ironed perfectly and there's no stitches loose. It's completely spotless. Everything's in the right place. It's not necessarily very expensive clothing. In fact, it can be very cheap clothing. Like, this sign is very cheap. They've made it from, and cheapness, that thriftiness is such a hallmark of the Enneagram Type 1. And they've made this sign from things that were lying around because they didn't want to spend any money. This has been made by a bamboo stick from gardening with plastic ties that are normally used to tie plants. And so this was probably stuff they had lying around, and 2 A4 bits of paper that had been laminated. And they have decided to use that because there's no way they don't want to spend anything unless they absolutely have to. Yeah. So they've managed to put together the message that they wanted to tell the world, and they've shoved it here. And even though it's so small, like, look at the size of this. You can't see this from the road, any of the cars that are driving by. No one walks by on this side of the road. On the other side of the road, there's a bike path, but this side, no one comes by. The only reason I saw it is because I'm one of the few people that likes to walk on grass and not the actual bike path. Anyway, putting all those factors together, the message, the combination of the messages, what the sign's been made of, how big the sign is. Like, if a Type 3 made a sign like this, they would want it to be seen. They would make it way bigger, and they'd probably say something simple like, don't litter. And then they might make a separate sign and say, God loves you, with a heart for the love, because they'd want people to actually read it if they're going to put that effort in. But this person's just, it's not so much about that. It's more about just internal criticism and anger of society and the world. Just, oh, I'm going to make a sign. And like a Type 8, if they were going to make, if they saw litter and they didn't like it, they would probably yell at someone that was actually littering. They'd be like, hey, F-wit, pick that up. That would be like the Type 8's expression of anger. But this is the Type 1 expressing itself, very much so. This particular Bible verse suggests the sign was written by a Type 1 because it says God loves you and forgives you. That forgives you implies that you're a sinner. Go and sin no more. That further highlights that you're a sinner. And this is how the Type 1 sees people. People are out there doing the wrong thing, and they need to be told what's right, and they need to be told what to do. And that it comes from a place like that particular Bible verse. They could have chosen any Bible verse, but a Bible verse or Bible verses like that would really strike a chord with the Type 1. Other Enneagram types might philosophically and morally believe people are sinners, but they wouldn't just believe people are sinners. Whereas the type 1 really concentrates on that. It's that place of judgment that they're in. It's the self-righteousness. It's the criticizing of people and themselves. And the Bible verse itself really for a sign is inappropriate because it's too long. It would have been much more effective as a sign if it was simply, God loves you. If you like this, please comment, subscribe, press the like button.